los coños black de mí te tengo grata.
Welcome into Court Vision again.
And at the end, we thought it was episode 5 on the last one. This one's actually episode 5.
Okay, well, look, this is another reason why we're getting better.
Episode 5 right here, right now.
All right, so it's what? We about to be week 3 in the
Week
NFL
3,
season?
we have a big Thursday night football game.
Oh, huge, absolutely.
I mean, it could be the biggest one of the year.
As if it couldn't get any worse than last Thursday.
True. I mean, I guarantee it won't be worse than last week.
I mean, you guys absolutely look terrible, but I feel like the 49ers and Rams will probably have you beat on how bad that.
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, I literally think this is why people should love fantasy sports, because the only people watching this game
probably Carlos Hyde or Sammy Watkins or Gurley
or Gurley and fantasy owners. If you don't own anybody on these two teams, you're probably not watching the game, to be fully honest.
Maybe one of the defenses.
I mean, or you happen to root for the team. But,
yeah, I feel even worse for it. It's like cheering for the Bengals.
But I mean, anything surprised you out of week 2?
Yeah, my Super Bowl pick, the Giants out here looking like a little league team, a Pop Warner team. That left tackle is absolutely horrible. I'm pretty sure I can go out there and block somebody better than that. I don't know if you've seen the video. He literally just pushed somebody right into Eli Manning. Absolutely horrible, man. Their offensive line looks dreadful. Their offense looks dreadful. Maybe it'll get better once Odell gets fully healthy. I don't think he's fully healthy right now.
They need him. I mean, we knew this would be a problem with them as the offensive line.
Yeah, and Paul Perkins has looked even worse. Dorka, I think I'm saying his name right, he's looked a lot better than Paul Perkins. But I think the last game they kind of just put Odell out there for like a decoy and to open things up a little bit, and it didn't work. Nothing really worked. They looked horrible.
Yeah.
One bright spot, though, is my boy, Evan Ingram, finally got that touchdown.
Yep.
He looks like their best offensive weapon right now. No shade to Odell, but...
Yeah, once Odell gets healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it should only open up more. I mean, the offense has weapons if they can give Eli time to pass.
I don't know what's going on with Brandon Marshall either, man. Maybe it's the age, but he dropped a lot of balls he shouldn't have dropped.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's been the thing on him, honestly, throughout his whole career. And then last year, he dropped a lot of passes, too. I mean, age catches up to you eventually. He's been a solid player for a long time.
Yeah, I'm cheering for Brandon Marshall, too. I think everybody likes Brandon Marshall.
Thing that pointed out, I mean, so yeah, to go to my Super Bowl pick as well, Seattle.
We're struggling.
I was really high on. I mean, they could barely beat San Fran at home.
It's like,
they got the win, but
if you didn't think the show was as bad enough, look at our NFC Super Bowl picture right now.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not looking too great on them. I still got faith in the Seahawks. I mean, they happen to win the game. The defense is there. The defense still looks really good.
Traditionally slow starters in offense.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they might have finally found a running back to keep going to, and Chris Carson too. So I think that'll help. But I mean, the same thing is with them. Offensive line, got to protect Russ.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the biggest thing. I think some of their problems were the receivers too. Because Jimmy Graham just is
done nothing.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like the same. Did get hurt in the game too. A couple players dropped. I think Procise dropped a touchdown. The play that Russell made to Richardson was incredible, and that just shows you that he's running for his life and having to pretty much make impossible plays.
Yeah. I mean, anything that they're doing on offense, basically in the passing game, it's all Russ.
Yeah, exactly.
Russ is having to create a lot. Another thing I liked a lot from week 2 was, I mean, Atlanta proved to me they still have a really good team. They did have an injury with Beasley, and he's going to be out for a little bit, and that definitely hurts the defense, but... I mean, I know they ended up getting lucky with Jordy being hurt early, too. I mean, that hurts the Green Bay offense, no doubt. But, I mean, they proved that offense is still there. That offense still looks lethal.
Yeah, see, you're higher on them than I am. Personally, I just for week 1 against the Bears, they just didn't look like an elite team to me. And maybe that has to do with a lot of their team is speed, and on that turf, it's different than on natural grass.
On the turf, and I mean, I also think they knew they were playing the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, because you have a team like Tampa Bay that went and took care of the Bears.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, it was at home for them, but destroyed the Bears.
Hey, that's the only reason why I'm a little bit lower. We did some of our power ranks for this
so
week.
start it off.
I have the Falcons
Run
at
down
6.
yours.
For me, right now, I got the Chiefs at 1.
Can't argue with it. Beat in New England at New England, which nobody does.
That's the main reason why I have the number 1, to be honest with you. And Their offense, man. If you would have told me going in they'd have one of the best defenses, of course, that wouldn't surprise me. If you're telling me they were one of the best offenses, that would a little bit surprise me. Kareem Hunt looks like a star. Tariq Hill just opens up everything up.
Yeah.
I mean, we know about Travis Kelce. He's one of the best tight ends.
Yeah.
And you could really argue the last 2 years he's been so far this year and last year.
I mean, with Gronk Gronk going down, if he's out for a while, I mean, you could argue he's the best tight end playing this next week.
And we got to talk about Alex Smith. I was a big Pat Mahomes fan. Still am. I think eventually once he gets his spot that he's gonna take full advantage of it. But Alex Smith, got my respect. You came in and you've earned everything that you've played right now. Like you came in.
I think them drafting Mahomes lit him up a little bit too.
Yeah,
and this has happened to him before.
Exactly. I think he's realizing he needs to take a little bit more risk.
Yeah.
And Hunt and Hill have just opened up the offense. Number 2, I got the Steelers. I got the Steelers mainly because the kind of reverse of the Chiefs is, of course, you would have told me their offense would be good, and their offense really hasn't looked as great as we think.
I just think everybody knows the Steelers are going to be a top 5 NFL team as long as all their stars on offense stay healthy.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter what that defense does.
But Bell
hasn't even done anything yet.
That's one of my biggest points is their defense has actually showed some signs. Like J.J. Watt's little brother looks like he could really make an impact.
But I mean, this defense has faced the Browns and then they faced the Vikings without Bradford.
Yeah, that is a big point right there, and we gotta see if they can really make it. I mean, they get
a tough test this week with the Bears.
That's even worse. They got the players. They got Hayward. They got Watt. They got Bud Dupree, one of your boys. Joe Hayden. I mean, they have the pieces. It just I don't know really what's not working for them defensively. I mean, so far it has, but they've had to play against me at quarterback. Number 3, I got my boys, the Raiders. Right now, Derek Carr is just playing phenomenal. Marshawn looks like he's just brought some energy to the team. One of my picks for just not fantasy or just anything, just best or improved player in the NFL was Carl Joseph. I think Carl Joseph is going to be a star at safety. He's played like it so far, and you don't really need to say anything about Khalil Mack. I think they'll improve to 3-0. They got the Redskins at Sunday Night Football. I would almost bet. They play 10 times better.
Bet all $10.
Bet all $10 on it. They play better on the road. Derek Carr has always played better on the road. I think this is a big-time game for us just because it's our first primetime game. Coming off the Jets, like we were supposed to beat the Jets. Like, let's be honest, we beat the shit out of the Jets. But and then number 4, I'm going with a good old reliable Tom and Bill Belichick. The reason why I'm putting them ahead of some 2-0 teams is because, let's be real, they played one of the best teams in the league, the Chiefs, week 1. So I mean, the way they got beat was a little bit shocking, but I mean, it's Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They'll get it worked out.
Just with that team, I mean, the injuries worry me with them.
Yeah.
I mean, say that Gronk does miss, like, significant time.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of weapons for this man to go to right now. Cooks really hasn't done anything.
And then number 5 spot, I got the Broncos. We all know about their defense. They just completely shut down one of the best offenses in the Cowboys. But Trevor Siemian? What? What is going on?
Out here looking like Tom Brady.
Yeah, what is going on right now? CJ, I'm a big fan of CJ. I think he plays 10 times better whenever he's at home and whenever he's healthy, and which right now he's played 2 home games and he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy, that team's really good.
Yeah, so that's my top 5. I got the Falcons out of it at 6 just because that first week. The Cowboys, I think, they got a lot to figure out on defense.
They got bashed.
Yeah, and
if you let Simeon look like Tom Brady, you might have problems on defense.
And then they proved. I mean, you have to have the secondary to do it, but if you stack the line against Zeke and you make Dak beat you,
it looks like a recipe for success for teams.
It's looking like it. I got the Packers at 8. Injuries. Biggest thing for me. Mike Daniels goes out. Jordy goes out. Cobb goes out. Lions at 9. I don't really know how long that'll last. And then Vikings finishing off at 10. Sam Bradford is the biggest problem right now. His health really is the biggest problem.
I mean, now on to my 10. I mean, a lot of the same teams just mixed around a little bit.
Mhm.
I mean, for instance, this is not how I think it'll end up ending, but just after 2 weeks, I really like what I saw of the Falcons against Green Bay. I was kind of down on them this year. I mean, I had 2 teams going to the playoffs out of this division, and not one was the Falcons. So. I mean, I was a little down, so this is me showing them some love. So Falcons 1. We agree on the Steelers at 2. I mean, they haven't played really anybody yet, but, I mean, as long as the 3 Bs stay healthy, which, I mean, you could argue is the 4 Bs now with Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, there's no way to game plan for them.
Yeah.
The Chiefs at 3. I mean, they've done. I think honestly the Eagles are a good team, and they gave them a good game last week, and they're still able to win. I mean, Kareem Hunt does seem just really, really good.
Yeah.
He was stopped for basically like 2.5 quarters, and then just breaks out a huge touchdown run. And seems
looks
really
like a beast, man.
He does. He seems really, really, really good. Which I mean, the Chiefs were really good when they had I'm forgetting his name right now. He's with the Broncos.
Jamal Charles.
Yeah, it's Jamal Charles. I mean, when he was healthy. I mean, that team was really, really, really good. It was just if he was healthy. 4, got the Raiders. I mean, yeah, your team's balling.
Yeah.
Derek Carr looks really, really, really good.
Hey, man,
him and Crabtree, they're on point again this year. I mean, definitely seems that, still definitely looking towards him for the end zone, no doubt. Not Amari. Yeah. At 5, got the Patriots. I mean, they do have a loss, but it's just Tom Brady. It's enough said.
So, we really have one different part in our top 5.
Oh, yeah. And then, to finish it out, Broncos at 6, like you mentioned. Packers at 7. I put my Seahawks in there because, I got them in the Super Bowl. I got to believe. I got to believe. Until they're like 1-4 or something, I got to believe in them. So, hopefully that offense comes around for them. Cowboys at 9. I do think they have a good team, but Denver may have exploited some things, but there's not many teams that have Denver's defense where they can exploit it as bad as Denver did. So, and it was also at Denver, which over the recent years, really tough place to play. You don't really go there.
And Simeon definitely play better at home.
Yeah, you don't get wins there. And then at 10. I put them in there, kind of second guessed it a little bit. I kind of might have wished I put the Lions in there because I actually do like the Lions start, but I put the Ravens in there. Defense seems really, really good, and assuming that they have a running game, which is what they kind of lacked, honestly, since the whole Ray Rice situation, they kind of lacked it. But when Ray Rice was doing really good, Ravens were good. When Jamal Lewis was there back in the day, when they have a run game,
Buck Allen's looked good so far.
Yes, and honestly, so is West. They both run the ball well, except Buck Allen seems to be really good at receiving.
And a small sample size, but Danny Woodhead looked really good on that first shot.
I know he's not out for the whole year. He is out for several weeks, but, if he's able to come back and keeps them legs healthy, Danny Woodhead, he can help any offense in the league. There's no doubt about that.
So, really, for me, you went with the Seahawks because it was your Super Bowl pick. But
got to.
The Giants, my pick, what I don't even know where they would be ranked. They had to be outside the top 15. And now who I picked at the beginning of the season. And it's really been – their offensive has looked bad, of course. But their defense hasn't looked as good as I thought they would,
honestly, tough matchups. Some people might not think that. The Lions, with Matthew Stafford, and I get to plug the name in there, Jim Bob Cooter.
Jim Bob Cooter cost me a week, but he also won me a week, so I don't really know how that works.
So, but, Jim Bob Cooter, with that offense, they faced 2 tough offenses. One going to Dallas isn't easy. But I expected more out of that defense. I drafted them in my season-long league, and they about to get dropped. So, I expected more out of that defense. But one thing, just to say out of these power rankings, and no matter how you do these 10, you're most likely going to end up with 3 teams out of the AFC West.
Hell yeah, you
are. And then you have the 4th team, the worst team, the Chargers, and I don't even think they're that bad.
They're not.
It's not an easy win for anybody.
Last year, they had the same problem. They couldn't finish games.
Still seem to have that problem, but man.
Yeah.
That division's not easy.
They need to get a new kicker pronto. I don't care how many backflips he does. They need to get a new kicker ASAP.